اسمي تيان. أنا من تريم. أتكلم عربية فقط، ليس إنجليزية. إنجليزية ممنوع. أنا مشتاق إليكم. السلام عليكم. It's so nice seeing all Cape Towndian faces again. So I recently came from Tarim on Sunday. I spent 6 months there. And why go to Tarim? Tarim is the place of the pious. When in Cape Town, I think I started my journey with my Habib Foundation a good few years ago. And I used to see Maulana Abdurrahman Khan. And I used to see Maulana Dilawa. And I used to see Sheikh Yusuf Alanda. And I wanted one of them to be my sheikh. Because when journeying through Islam, trying to do it on your own, trying to do it through YouTube videos, can be very challenging. Find some funny stuff. And then you meet these people who are people of knowledge. People who care about you. People who joke with you. I think Maulana was the first sheikh who I heard tell a joke with me around the same kuncha. And then you want one of them to be your sheikh. You find out that every single one of their sheikhs is the sheikh in Yemen. There's a sheikh called Habib Umar, who I haven't seen before, but I know that it's my sheikh. And then I found out there's this other sheikh that I like, and his sheikh is also Habib Umar. So you find out about the Habib, and you find out about this mystical place called Tarim. And alhamdulillah, there were times where of the Habib came to Cape Town. And there were all of these spiritual retreats, and then you get to see the Habib. You get to hear their talks, and you hear what true knowledge and love for the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is all about. So I was working before I left. I studied for about 5 years, and then I did 3 years articles, and I was in this corporate world working. And the thing is, like, the corporate life can be very stressful on you. Sometimes you don't feel like you're doing much Islamic things. You maybe go to a khatat here and then you come to Mawlid. But corporate life can get very, very overwhelming. So what I decided was I need a spiritual break. So I spoke with managers, I spoke with partners, and it's in a proper corporate environment and non-Muslim people. And telling them that there's just this thing that's very, very important to me. And I completely, I don't intend on going against anything you're saying. I'm not looking for another job. I just need a break. And I want to go study my religion a bit. And surprisingly, they're very, very understanding. Because I thought first they're going to say, yay, you're going to Yemen. There's a war over there. And there is in the north part of Yemen, but Tarim side is very safe. You're not exposed to any of that. You have your meetings, you speak to whoever you need to speak to. And then you make lots and lots of dua. That's a key component to this. If you're not making duas, you might as well just say hadiths. So all those internet going on Dowra now soon, lots and lots of dua. There's going to come trials, there's going to come challenges. Because you're trying to do khair, because you're trying to do something good. Beginning of, or the end of last year, I technically resigned and then signed a contract to start again. And I went off to Tarim. And the first special thing you see in Tarim is Sheikh Zainuddin Gabriels. The Gabriels family, Sheikh Ibrahim Gabriels, they just spread around the world and they just do khair. I don't know. So if you're going forward to Tarim anytime soon, take some lekker food with you for Sheikh Gabriels. Because if you give him lekker food, you'll have a lekker time there. He'll take you around and show you everything. Then the South African families welcome you. So there's a few families, like young guys in the 20s, some married with kids. And you come to Tarim, so traveling to a new city is very difficult. Whether you're traveling to Joburg and you decide to move over there, or maybe you move to Cape Town, you move anywhere overseas, it can be difficult. And what I found so ajib was, you see people pick up the ways of the people that they're at. So the first 3 days we get there, they made a food roster for us. So what is a food roster? A food roster is anyone who just came to Tarim and you move there, they will bring food to your house for lunch and supper for 3 days straight to make your life easier. And then I spoke to a guy from the UK. He said a similar thing happened to him was he had 4 children in the UK. And then, like, no one does anything special, maybe like your parents or so. But then he had his 5th child in Tarim. And when they found out that he had a child in Tarim, they made food for him every single day, lunch and supper for 2 weeks, so that his wife doesn't have to make anything. That's just the way of the people. And there's so many examples like this that you experience throughout your day. And now I buy my groceries and things come to 7,000. So I'm like, yeah, you don't have enough money, you must start putting the liquor stuff back, and whatever the case may be. So he tells me it's 7,000 and I only have 5,000 on me. He tells me, "Mashi mushkila, bukra." So I'm like, what did he just say? So he said, "No problem, bring it tomorrow." So I was like, this man doesn't know me from a bar of soap. He never met me before. He has no clue I'm even coming back tomorrow. But he just says, "No problem, bring it tomorrow." And that's just the way of the people in Tarim. They just trust him and they want to find out how can they help you. And it wasn't just that man. It's like every single person you come across, they see, okay, you're a new face, and they ask, how can I help you? What can I do for you? Are you settled? Are you okay? And that is every single person that you come across. And then you realize you're in Tarim. And we had this saying that نحن في تريم. We are in Tarim. And I promise that feeling just doesn't wear off. Your entire stay in Tarim. As in, like, last week, you was walking in the road, you're going for a stroll, and you realize نحن في تريم. And it's just this special feeling. So what happens in Tarim? So I used to think, yo, Mawlid, more Mawlid. But then you come to Tarim and you realize it's class. And more class, and then adhkar, and then more adhkar, and then class, and then more class, and then Mawlid. As in, like, your day is filled with adhkar, your day is filled with ilm, knowledge, seeking knowledge, and then you realize, like, you just, like, this starts becoming part of your norm. And when you stop seeing the bad things around you that you didn't even know you were actively looking at, or what's the word, like, not actively looking at, all of those things has an effect on you. And you suddenly start, like, having certain urges, like, for example, like, I just need to tell my non-Muslim friends about Islam. It's like, why haven't I been doing this? And you start thinking deeply about things as well. And then Tarim, they just treat everything that is sacred as sacred. So when it comes to the month of Rajab, what happens in Cape Town? Not much. But whereas there from day one, there's adhkar for Rajab. When they say they're having a program and you need to keep the night awake, you are literally going to the mosque at 12 o'clock. They start doing Quran circles and you do a khatam. Then you do tahajjud. Then it's the Fajr awrad. And, like, you're staying awake that entire night. Then there's Dhul Hijjah, which is the same also. It's not just the month of Ramadan where you feel like this is a special month. And then there's Ramadan in Tarim. So the way I used to explain Tarim was that if Ramadan was a city, it would be Tarim. But now just imagine a Ramadan in the city of Tarim. Like, from day one, as in, I don't think my first 10 days was much different to my last 10 days. Because you're starting with tahajjud early in the morning, you have your classes, you have your adhkar, and you're doing 2 juz a night. They do this thing called, or at least what I call it, is Tarawih hopping. So 70th night, Dowra Mustafa finishes the Tarawih. And then other masjids, they plan it so that they finish their khatams afterwards. So what they do is, you finish your Tarawih at Dowra Mustafa, and then they know that at Masjid As-Sakaf, they are doing a khatam in their Tarawih tonight. The entire masjid goes to that masjid afterward, does another 20 rak'ahs, and they finish to get the barakah of a khatam. And they just always looking for barakah, and always looking for khair. And these are just some of the examples of Tarim. And what's special for me was that I saw it as my Maulana came to come visit me in Tarim before I left. Was that Maulana Abdul Rahman Khan came, and then also Hafid Ahmad Solomon came. And that was just so refreshing, like to see how shadid some of them can be, alhamdulillah. Shadid means intense, sorry, yeah, the Ahmad is the intense one, just so you know in the future. You can ask him why another time. And then of course, if not the main reason that you go, is that there's Habib Umar. And I can't explain to you why, and I can't explain to you how, and I can't explain to you when, but Habib Umar is just something special. He's someone special. He's the sheikh of our sheikhs. I remember in Cape Town, Habib Umar used to come to Cape Town. We came twice at least, and I saw Habib Umar here. And those times, Habib's son came with him, Said Salim. Said Salim came here recently as well. And there were talks where Said Salim would give a talk sometimes, and Habib Umar would give a talk sometimes. And I honestly always felt more attached to Said Salim. And I had no clue why. I don't know if it was the way that he spoke. I don't know if it was something with me. I don't know what it is. And I found it to be a problem because each and every one of the mashayikh that I know speak about Habib Umar in a way that I couldn't relate to. And then even going on the Dowra before, you would meet these huge scholars. So someone like Sheikh Mukhtar. And Sheikh Mukhtar, the way that Maulana Abdul Rahman Khan describes him, is that his knowledge level is probably the same as Maulana Taha Karan. And that's not a small statement. So there's Sheikh Mukhtar. And then you meet people like Habib Khaldim, Habib Ali Abu Bakr. And each one of them, they sit in front of Habib like a small child. Because they understand his status. They understand the way that Habib is. And each and every day you sit and like you greet Habib. And you don't know when it happens. And you don't know how it happens. But at the end of the Dowra, just by seeing Habib every single day, you feel this certain love for Habib that you didn't feel before. And even when you realize it's the last time you're going to greet Habib, you might even be in tears, crying, like a small little child. So, inshallah, may Allah grant you all to go to Tarim and experience Tarim. For all those who intend on going to Tarim now for the Dowra, may Allah open up doors for you, may Allah grant their visas to come, may Allah grant their flights to be booked, inshallah, and may Allah make it easy for them. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.